What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. Let the games begin. We are playing through today with Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee, the kicking Pokemon, and I can't even get through the introduction of the Pokemon before we beat Squirtle. So we beat Squirtle pretty bad. There's some battles early that I want you to go ahead and watch while I talk. So if you haven't seen my prediction video yet, I highly recommend you go see it. The stats for this Pokemon, I'm going to give them to you if you haven't seen the prediction video. 50 HP, 120 attack, 53 defense, 35 special, and 87 speed. So special is very bad with this Pokemon. It's not the end of the world. There's definitely, we can work around that. And we're a fighting type anyway, so fighting Pokemon don't really get a lot of special moves anyway, so it's not a huge deal. But where that will hurt us is special also covers our defense, so we can't get hit by a lot of special moves. So that's kind of the trade-off that we're getting. So with this Pokemon, early game, I didn't fight a lot of extra battles. I didn't have to. I could fight right through. We start the game off with two fantastic moves, and this actually compensates Hitmonlee for its kind of trash stats. It starts off with double kick. It's a 30 base power move, but because we're fighting type and it's considered fighting type, we get a boost to 45 because of stab. 100% accurate, so it doesn't miss. A lot of power points, so very good move. But on top of that, we get a move called Meditate. Meditate, when you do it, boosts your attack stat by one stage. I don't know what that means by one stage. I think it's 25% if I'm being honest. So by using Meditate, we go up a whole other stat. We already have 120 attack. So right now we're fighting the junior trainer in Brock's gym. Pretty easy fight, honestly. Meditate one time will boost our attack. We could have won that a little bit easier as well. And now we're facing our rival, the second rival fight in the game. He starts off with Pidgey. Pidgey actually is resisted to us because it's flying, but it's also a normal type, so it kind of cancels itself out, so we actually do decent damage too. And Squirtle has nothing early that does anything to us, so we do very well. And now we move on to Brock. Now we're at 10 minutes and 33 seconds. Not the fastest Brock split, but definitely one of the fastest. And Brock isn't going to be an issue at all. We're going to double kick. It's a 2-turn attack. If we'd have meditated one time, we'd have one-shot him off both of these Pokemon. So right now he initiates Bide, but I'm confident we'll knock him out. We get the knockout. We get to level 13, and we move on at just around 11 minutes. So we're moving on right now, and we're facing all the trainers on Route 3. So I want to go over some kind of other benefits of this Pokemon. It doesn't have a very broad move pool. In my prediction video, I'll go over the move pool more in depth. But it has a lot of kicking moves you get, or a lot of fighting moves you get that you level up to. But a lot of them just aren't as good as double kick. Double kick doesn't miss. You can stat boost it, so it goes from what's considered a 90 base power move because you have double kick hits twice. So that's 45 damage twice, that's 90. Okay? And when you hit Meditate and you modify your stats, it goes up even more from there. So as of right now, we have, like I said, we have 120 in attack. We actually have it boosted already to higher than that. Because when we beat Brock, we get what's called a badge. That badge gives us a boost to our attack by 12.5%. And every time we do Meditate from here on out, not only will it boost our stat on the attack side, but it'll also do it again because of our badge. So that's the advantage that this Pokemon has that other Pokemon just don't get. Every Pokemon gets that badge boost, let me rephrase that, but not every Pokemon's going to start out with a move like Meditate. That'd be like starting out with Swords Dance, where at any given moment you can up your attack stat by 2 stages. It's insane. So Meditate is a huge advantage to this Pokemon, and I'm actually about to play through with Hitmonchan, and Hitmonchan doesn't have that advantage, so there's a big trade-off for Hitmonchan. But we're getting through these trainers pretty easily. I decided to fight them all because, one, I can knock them out pretty easily. It is pretty easy. The ones I can skip are pretty easy fights, so there was no disadvantage to not fighting them. I got through Brock at a lower level than I usually do. Like, I got through Brock at level 13, and I usually get through Brock at a little bit level higher, so there's no point in fighting everyone. But in this case, I fought everyone. So now we're in Mount Moon. Mount Moon, there's nothing too crazy here. We do get some experience because there's a decent amount of trainers in here we can get. And we can beat them pretty easily. But the real thing about being in here, is there's another move we can get. And it's not exactly a move that's better than what we have. What we have is pretty good. And this is probably the only Pokemon I've ever had where the 2 moves I start the game, I'm finishing the game with. It's very weird. But all the trainers in here are not very difficult at all. because one, we have such an elite move. I would say this early in the game, this is an elite move. This is like starting off the game with confusion or body slam or something like that. So it's a very good move. And like I said, these fights are very trivial because they're not very much at all. And right now I'm using Meditate to conserve power points, so I don't have to keep using multiple power points. So I'm using Meditate to boost my stats, so I don't have to keep running into certain fights. We have plenty of power points. Just check my power points there. So now we're facing this trainer. She has a lot of grass types, so there's some Pokemon I'll completely avoid her with. But now I boosted my stats, so everything's a one shot. We usually will outspeed because we're actually pretty fast. Like I said, we're Glass Cannon. What that means is Glass Cannon means we can hit hard, but if we get hit, it doesn't bode well for us. Now our defense isn't horrible, but it's not great either. So we get TM 1, which is Mega Punch. Mega Punch, it's not going to be our best move. Double Kick is still our best move by far because it's stab. But what Mega Punch gives us is versatility, and it gives us the ability to fight without having to go back and heal as much. So Mega Punch is an 80 base power, 85% accurate move. So if it was more accurate, I'd like it more, but it's not. But what it does do is it gives us the ability to not run out of power points and not have to go back to the Pokemon Center and heal as often. So now we're almost out of Mount Moon. The trainers at the end are not very hard. The Team Rocket member we beat, and now we're beating the Super Duper Nerd. And by beating him, we're going to get one of the fossils. And I cannot wait for this playthrough, but all hail the Dome Fossil. And now we're moving on to Misty's Gym. So Misty's Gym, we don't want to fight her right away. We're not quite where we need to be. We're almost there, but we're not quite there. We don't need to beat her for any reason other than to say we beat her. We don't get a move from her. We don't get anything that really benefits us. So we can't use Bubble Beam, so that doesn't benefit us. We don't get a badge boost from her. Nothing. But we are going to fight our rival. So our rival starts off with Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto is always the scariest part of his team. It's the scariest part of his team because he can sand attack us and ruin our accuracy for the rest of the battle. So now Abra's out. Abra can't do nothing to us, so I'm just going to use 3 Meditates, boost our attack, so we will one-shot the rest of his team. Not even going to... Quick Attack will hit us, but not even going to get hit by anything here. I don't need to rival socks. I forgot to tell you that. Just because we're wearing shoes and he socks. So this part of the game is very trivial. I'm going to let you go ahead and watch it. It's just a lot of one-hit knockouts in this part of the game. We're at level 23. And what we got to do here is we got to progress through here. And we actually do have to progress through here and get something special. This Pokemon does not have the ability to hit Ghosts. It is a fighting type. Ghost is 100% immune to normal type, but also immune to fighting type moves. Okay? So what we have to do is there's a move we get here. And this is one disadvantage that this Pokemon has over Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan has some options because Hitmonchan has elemental punches, whereas we don't have access to those elemental punches with this Pokemon. There's no elemental kicks. There's not like a fire kick. There's a blaze kick, but that's by Blaziken in Gen 3. So that's available, but not in this game, not to us. So we have to find the move that can hit Ghost. Without this move, we literally cannot progress to the game. Technically, Bide can hit Ghost, but I like Seismic Toss a little bit better. Bide, you have to take damage and it deals it back double. So it could take over 3 turns, and if you're fighting multiple Pokemon like that, you got to take a lot of damage to deal a lot of damage. So, and this move is Seismic Toss. So what Seismic Toss does, and you're about to see me get it here in just a second. Seismic Toss is a move that it's a set base power move. It's still a fighting type, so technically it shouldn't attack Ghosts. But the fact that it's what's called a set base power move, what it does 1 damage times how many levels you have. So if we're level 24, we'll do 24 damage. Okay? And because it's a set damage move, we can use that move to attack Ghosts. I don't know why it works like that, but it does. That is why we're fighting this trainer here. We never fight this trainer, but he is blocking access to Seismic Toss. We probably won't add it immediately. We might. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. I don't remember if I added it immediately. I know it's definitely used to fight the Ghosts. That I'm 100% positive in. So there we go. And we go ahead and add it. We didn't need to add it right away. But we're going to get rid of Bide. Bide's kind of dumb. Mega Punch we'll get rid of very soon. So that's the next move we get rid of. And this trainer here, she's pretty trivial as well. I'm using Seismic Toss to conserve power points. I only have 3 double kicks left. There's not really a point in it, because if I conserve, I'm about to go back and heal and fight Misty, so it doesn't really matter. But I think it's just not putting myself in a position where I'm relying on Mega Punch, because Mega Punch, even though 85 seems like a good accuracy, it's not. It doesn't feel like it's 85% when you play the game. So we just rescued Bill from his freaky experiment. So what we're doing now is we're gonna. Oh man, that transition actually looked really nice. I did that transition really well, where it looked like I just escape rope back to Misty. So we're gonna do meditate, 2 meditates, 3 meditates. So hopefully we outspeed Starmie. We do, and it's almost a one-shot. She goes for defend, and we kick her butt. Pretty easy battle there. So maybe I should have fought her sooner to make it more challenging. So now we're at this Sandy, the sand attacking Pidgey trainer. She has 3 Pidgeys that will sand attack you. That's pretty much what it is. Very straightforward. We beat her. We move on to, I don't have a name for this guy, but I love it because we have a spear. We take the 0, and we eradicate the Raticate. So now we move on to the SS Sand. We picked up Body Slam in place of Mega Punch. So now we have Body Slam, we have Double Kick, and we have Seismic Toss and Meditate. So double kick is a one-shot. Well, technically it's 2 because it kicks twice, but it's a one-shot as a turn move. I'm going to boost my attack and beat Raticate. Kadabra comes out. We hope we beat Kadabra because Psychic, we are weak to Psychic. We're weak to Psychic and Flying. Those are the 2 things we're weak to. So we get the win over our rival. Pretty easy win. Now we move on to Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge, we have low special, and electric moves are considered special moves. So, could be bad, but we're going to boost our attack real quick on Voltorb. He can only use Sonic Boom, and as long as we outspeed, we'll pretty much knock out anything we come across. So, do we outspeed the Raichu? We do. 2 kick knockout, very good. Then we beat Lieutenant Surge. Moving on to Rock Tunnel. Nothing special happens here, but I always show this trainer because he can be tough, but he's not tough in this case. Hitmonlee, we're actually pacing in this game very well. We're at 38 minutes and we're already in Team Rocket's hideout. It's one of the fastest times I've ever gotten to Team Rocket's hideout, to be honest with you. Very fast. But we're going to blast through, well, Team Rocket blasts off till next time, but we're going to blast through this gym, this area, very fast. We're much stronger. We usually don't fight this guy, but I've started doing this in my playthroughs, and you're not going to see this. But I'm just letting everyone know I've actually never done this up to like the last 2 playthroughs. Cubone was probably the first one I really did this for. But I have not been utilizing the carbs and calciums in the playthroughs. Don't get me wrong. In most playthroughs I wait till like the Elite 4 and give them. But it doesn't benefit you then. It benefits you earlier because what you can do is if you give them to them at a low enough level, when they level up, they gain more stat experience in the stat in which you give the vitamins for. So, for example, and I hope I don't say this wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, carbos increase your special. Okay, carbs increase your special. So, if I go get 4 carbs and give it to him and he levels up, he might usually get like 1 or 2 stat experience in special when he levels up. By giving multiple vitamins, he might get like 3 or 4 now. So, where he would have had a not so great special throughout the game, now it'll actually be a little bit better. It may not be like the greatest, don't get me wrong, but it'll be better than it was before giving the vitamins, and he'd gain more experience and level up. He can maximize the opportunity for that. So that's something we've been doing. So we're doing that in all of our playthroughs now. I'm going to try to do as many as I can early, and you can't really do it until you get to Celadon City. So, and now we're fighting Giovanni. Giovanni brings out his Onix. His Onix is not going to be a big deal. We're going to one-shot the Onix. We're going to one-shot the Rhyhorn. The only question I really have is Kangaskhan. And we're going to one-shot the Kangaskhan. So that worked well. Now we're moving on to our rival. Our rival isn't going to be very challenging yet. It's going to get very challenging here soon. Double Kick is still one-shot. Very good. Growlithe, I'm going to set up on the Growlithe because Growlithe ain't going to do nothing but Ember. And Ember ain't going to do that much. It will do a little bit because it's special. And Execute is a tricky one because he can put us to sleep and do this. But Barrage is nothing. He doesn't have Psychic yet. So, just Barrage. I don't think our rival gets Psychic with Execute. So as soon as we wake up, yeah, I should have gone for probably Body Slam with this Pokemon. Yeah, I should have gone for Body Slam. Kadabra comes out. We outspeed. Very good. And the last thing, Ore Turtle comes out, Body Slam is a one-shot, very good. So you're seeing the inherent advantage where if I just click Meditate one time, it boosts the stat so bad, the attack so much that a lot of my moves are pretty much one-shots. That's a huge advantage for this Pokemon. Now, eventually, we start coming to this Pokemon that have higher bulk, higher defense, higher special, all those other things. So the Meditate becomes more and more apparent that we need it. But we're doing pretty good so far. Now we're in Erica's gym. Erica's, the trainers in here are not hard. What's great about this gym, though, is you can get a lot of experience in a very short amount of time. So I can spend what would probably be about maybe 2.5 minutes of my time in here. And I can gain some really good experience. Some very fast experience. Now, the one downside to her gym is her Pokemon have a lot of poisoning that they like to do. But it is what it is. So we fight. We're going to get to her. I'm taking a drink of my drink real quick. So all in all, we're pacing very well. I know it says 45 minutes. But you got to understand that we have already beaten Pokemon Tower. We've beaten Rival 5. We got Rival 6 yet. And I'm pretty sure we beat this and go right to Koga. So we're going to have 5 of our gyms out of the way very quickly. So now we're fighting Erica. Erica, to me, this is a very trivial battle. Her Pokemon do have high special, so that's one thing you got to be worried about. So that's why I was worried, because one Razor Leaf knocked me down below to orange health. Okay, but like our attack stat's very high, and luckily we got her in range, because I think a Petal Dance right there probably would have knocked me out. So now we're moving on to Koga. So Koga's gym is not scary. What is scary about Koga's gym is he does not have a lot of poison trainers in there. What he has instead is he has a lot of psychic trainers. Luckily, we're at level 40, so we outspeed all of them, and any kind of normal attacking move, we usually knock out most psychic trainers, or psychic Pokemon, because most psychic Pokemon have high special, but they don't have high defense as a stat. So, we're moving on to Koga. Koga is the poison gym leader, and he can be scary, but he's not super scary. What you don't want a Coffin to do is use Smoke Screen. That's what you don't want. I'll take a damage. I'll take being poisoned even over Smoke Screen. So now we've attacked or boosted our stat. He does an X attack as well. So now we should steamroll his team. Muck maybe not a one-shot, because Muck is very bulky, very high defense. But 2-shot on the Muck, 1-shot on the Coughing. Now, do we beat the Wheezing? No, we do not. Sludge, it's okay. We're poisoned. Poison's fine. And we're going to try to get the knockout here. We don't want to self-destruct now. It would do too much damage. But we get the knockout. We get the win. It wasn't like as dominating as our other wins. But now we're on to our rival number 6. Rival 6 usually is one of the harder ones, because a lot of his Pokemon are more evolved. But one of the benefits right now is Pidgeot does not have any sand attack anymore. So we're setting up so that we can sweep his team. 2-shot, it's a 1-shot, but 2-turn. It's a 2-kick move. Body Slam's a 1-shot. Execute is a 1-shot, very good. Alakazam, we outspeed. Thank goodness we do, because he'd have beat us. Focus Energy is a garbage move. I'll never use that move. It doesn't work the way you want it to anyway. Body Slam, 1-shot on the Blastoise. So Meditate really does compensate us. So if we had just done that battle without Meditate, we would not have won that. We probably would have got knocked out. Like I said, we're very glass cannon-y. Can't take a lot of hits. So now we're facing Giovanni. We're setting up. He's using Guard Spec, which is I don't get why he does Guard Spec all the time, but he does a guard. It basically makes it so I can't use any stat modifications to like I can't leer him and lower his defense or something. Double Kick is a knockout on the Rhyhorn. The Kangaskhan got knocked out too. Nidoqueen, is it a knockout? It's probably not, because she's pretty bulky. However, we're going to use Body Slam and knock her out. We beat the second Giovanni fight. Now we're moving on to Blaine's gym. So let's look at what we've done so far. So far, we have beaten two Giovannis without any resistance. We've beaten all of our rival fights except for the last 2. Okay? We've beaten... we're 5 gyms in. This is the 6th gym right here. And we just got to beat... I'm sorry, did we beat 5? Yeah, okay, this is 6th gym. So, yeah, we just got to beat this gym now. And I know I've said this before if you've watched my videos. This is the weirdest gym ever. If you look at this gym, like if you look at any other gym, they have things that are The last two gyms, actually, Koga and this one, are very weird. Koga has a bunch of psychic trainers and jugglers, where he's supposed to be poison type. This gym has a bunch of scientists and burglars everywhere. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, if you look at Blaine at the end, he does kind of have a lab coat, so maybe he's some kind of organized crime, or they steal technology and his scientists try to figure it out or something. I don't know. But that's what Blaine's gym is. It's just a bunch of weirdness of like Brock's, like Missy's gym had two swimmers in there. Makes sense. Erica, a bunch of girls that are just, obsessed with plants. That makes sense. This one doesn't make sense. It's like Sabrina's gym also doesn't make any sense because there's a lot of ghost trainers. You're psychic type, not ghost type. It doesn't make sense. But now we're fighting Blaine. Blaine is an easy battle, to say the least. Growlithe doesn't come out with much. He's going to spam agility if he does any attack at all. The reason why that is because Blaine has good AI. The AI tells him, I am fighting type. Psychic is a very effective move. Use a psychic move. But agility is not a physical damaging move. It just boosts stats and boosts speed. So we're able to set up and we're able to one-shot everything. We don't take any damage at all. So now we're at Sabrina. Sabrina is probably the scariest gym leader we have. And the reason why is we are weak to Psychic type. Okay? We are very weak to Psychic. Psychic will usually probably one or two shot us. For sure. Okay? I'm going to get one Meditate off to see if I can outspeed everyone. Body Slam's a one-shot on the Kadabra. It should be a one-shot on the Mr. Mime. It'll be a one-shot on Venomoth. Is it a one-shot on so there's high jump. I skip out on that. And it's a more powerful move, but it's not as reliable as double kick, so that's why I'm going that route. And Alakazam's a one-shot. Very good. If we didn't outspeed, I don't know if we even needed the boost. Honestly, I really don't know if we needed the boost or not. But now we're moving on to our final gym leader, Giovanni. Giovanni will be a cakewalk. Rhyhorn comes out and can do nothing to us. Stomp can do a smidge, but we're going to set up and we're going to make it so we can pretty much one-shot his entire team. Doug Trio might outspeed us if we wouldn't have boosted, but we went ahead and beat him. Body Slam is not a one-shot on, like I said, Middle Queen's very bulky, but we do paralyze her. Get the knockout, very good. Level up, so there goes all of our badge boost. However, there's nothing Nidoking has that's really going to hurt us, so we're going to knock it out. And then the last Pokemon is Rhydon. Double kick will knock it out in one turn. Even if we didn't, he's just going to go for Fissure, and it doesn't hurt us because he doesn't outspeed us. So now here is the rival fight number. Is that number 6? Rival number 6. I'm sorry, rival number 7. So Meditate, we're going to boost our stats. Pidgeot can hurt us a decent amount, but his AI is also telling him agility is the best move because I'm psychic. I'm fighting. It's a psychic move. Rhyhorn's a knockout. Very good. We just leveled up, so there goes all of our badge boosts. So our attack stat is still boosted, but the other things may not be boosted, like speed and like special. So still get the knockout. We're still outspeeding Alakazam's a one-shot. Is Blastoise a one-shot? It is not. However, he's got nothing that's really going to hurt us. So we get the win. Very easy win over our rival. Now we're on to the Elite Four. Now we're at 1 hour and 2 minutes, so we're progressing extremely well right now, but there's one brick wall we're going to have to worry about. So Meditate. Dugong will only do Rest because Rest is a psychic move, but it doesn't actually deal damage. So he'll just spam Rest. So that gives us the amazing opportunity that we have to set up our boosts so that we can one-shot his entire team. There's a one-shot there. Slowbro, we didn't one-shot the Dugong. He rested. Body Slam there. And do we one-shot the Lapras? We do not. However, Lapras gets paralyzed. Body Slam doesn't do much to us. We knock it out very easy. Lorelei, pretty easy fight. Moving on to Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. However, Bruno will also be a pretty easy fight as well. We can badge boost a little bit on the Onix just to cover our bases. Actually, we're not going to badge boost at all, are we? Okay, so I changed my mind. We are going to badge boost, Meditate. Just be safe. We got to heal after this anyway, so just be safe. We actually made a blunder here, and you'll see it here. You might see it here in a second. I don't remember if I cut it or not, but we made a huge blunder here. We did not buy any full restores. So the only thing we have on us is the full restores we had on us when we walked in here. We did not buy any full restores at all. We still have elixirs, so that's good. It's not like it was with my Nidoking run. My Nidoking run, I didn't have any elixirs, or I had a couple ethers, but I did not have any elixirs. So I only have a full restore, and I only have 2. So I got to use them sparingly. So I'm going to start this battle, and you're going to see me reset it, because even though we're not at full health, it's going to be better than having to use a full heal on the next, or not being full health for the next 2 trainers. So Gengar comes out. We do outspeed, that's good. But he goes for Hypnosis, and now he's going to Nightshade us until he knocks us out. Trying to wake up. Dream Meter's going to one-shot. Yeah, there we go. So I go back to my save point. That's what you're going to see here. And you're going to look at my Pokemon. I'm not going to use the full restore. That's just when the realization hit me that I do not have full health going in this battle. So I either have to lose and go out and restart the first 2 fights I had, or I roll the dice here, and if I can get the Gengar knocked out without taking too much damage to myself, very good. So now Golbat's out. We're going to meditate. We just hurt ourselves doing the meditate. We're probably getting knocked out right here. Yep, we are. So this is where the problem comes in. So I said this in the beginning, that we only have 1 move we can get that can hit ghosts. Okay? Actually, there's more than that, but 1 good move we can get hit ghosts. And that move is Seismitoss. So we're relying on Seismitoss a lot in this fight right now. Okay? So Seismitoss can knock out Gengar, but it takes 3 turns. Because like I said, there's 1 damage for every level I have. I'm going to Body Slam the Golbat. Very good. We get the knockout on the Golbat. Haunter comes out. Seismitoss, we want to get knocked out before it puts us to sleep, which it just did. We wake right up, which is fantastic. We get the Haunter knocked out. Arbok's out next. Body Slam is a one-shot. Badge boosting is not going to help us when it comes to meditate, other than maybe outspeeding. That's it. Goes for Toxic, which is great. We get the Seismitoss, so we spent about 5 minutes on Agatha there. So that could have got us under like the hour and 10-minute mark if we wouldn't have had to face Agatha. So Agatha really did do us dirty right there. So we full restore, and we give a couple rare candies and elixirs to restore our power points. So now we're moving on to Lance. Lance is the dragon type trainer. Now, Lance is going to have some bad things happen with him. And here's why. We start out with Gyarados. Gyarados is not an issue because we can body slam and knock him out in 2 turns. He does not have a flying move, so he can't do a flying move to us. And I'm testing out double kick, which it's garbage. So body slam is dang near a one-shot, so we get lucky on some Leer and stuff. But Dragonair will only spam agility. So I get the opportunity to set up all my meditates to make sure my stats are maxed out and we can beat Lance pretty easily. Aerodactyl we made on outspeed, and actually we don't even do a lot of damage. So we're confused, which sucks, but we are confused. Double kick gets it knocked out. Thank goodness we did not get confused there and it didn't hurt us. Actually it does. But Dragonite also is gonna, so we don't get beat by them, we get beat by us. So yeah, all the damage dealt to us was done by ourselves because of confusion. If it wasn't for confusion, this battle would have been over pretty quickly. Okay, and I made him a blunder. I should have done double kick on Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is considered flying rock type, so he'd have been weak to us doing double kick. So Dragonair comes out, like I say, he's just going to spam agility, so we get to spam meditate and make sure we have our stats boosted. Even take an extra turn boosting just to be safe. Yep, there we go. And we're maxed out on the boost. So now body slam should be a one-shot on the Dragonair. The second Dragonair comes out, it's a one-shot, very good. The third Pokemon, Aerodactyl, it's not a one-shot. He uses takedown. It doesn't knock me out, but double kick should have been the strategy from the get-go. It's my stupidity. I should have done that, but it could have saved me another minute. But we're on the champion now. The champion's we're about to take on the champion. Very good. So we're about to take on the champion, making sure we get our full restore in. Our last rare candy will get us to level 64. And elixir just to make sure all of our power points are restored. So we're going to go ahead and face... are we going to? There we go. Okay. We're going to face the champion. So the champion starts off with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot has wing attack. Wing attack is super effective against us. It also has sky attack. So that's another move we can also actually have to deal with as well. So sky attack could pretty much one-shot us. So we get the knockout there. Alakazam comes out. We want to knock out Alakazam as well. We barely miss a one-shot. Barely miss it. It's insane that we barely missed that damn move. That one shot on that Pokemon. So we come back again, and we're going to try this battle again. Like I said, we're 1 hour and 10 minutes, 11 minutes, so we're doing good on time. Our target goal was 1 hour and 15 hour and 20 minutes. So we're coming in on the target goal, which is great. We're going to meditate against the Pidgeot, or the Pidgeot. I was hoping it would get a one-shot out of the Pidgeot, but it didn't. However, it does one-shot the Alakazam now, which is why we wanted to do the setup there. And we can do the rest of our setup now, because we're going to outspeed, so we can't use a Horn Drill. So now we're maxing out our stats, and he's going to do pretty much nothing to us. So Body Slam is a normal type move, so it doesn't one-shot, but it actually does a lot of damage for being a normal type on a fighting type, or a rock type Pokemon. Body Slam does not knock out, but Leer is helpful because now our stats boosted again. And Executor, it's a one-shot, very good. And now we just have one Pokemon left, that is Blastoise. So we're going to go for Body Slam, it's a one-shot, very good. So we beat the Elite Four and the Rival, and I'm doing what I usually do, click, 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 trying to get through the talking, and just get to the part where it shows us as a champion so I can get a good time in. 1 hour, 12 minutes, and how many seconds? That's what we're fighting for right now, is to get the time on this. Level 65, very good, and time. So the time on this, I'm going to let this play out a little bit. Okay, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it there. So we got this playthrough done in 1 hour and 12 minutes and 19 seconds. One of the fastest playthroughs that I've ever had. So if you look at Generation 1, and I got one more fighting type to do, it's actually the one I'm doing right after I'm done this voiceover, is Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan is literally the last Pokemon we really have that is fighting type, and I'm getting a pretty good consensus. Even though fighting type, I really feel got screwed over in Gen 1. Like the best fighting move you can get is Submission, which is 80 base power. Actually, High Jump Kick is 85 base power, but it's 90% accurate, and you have the chance of having a lot of damage done to yourself if you miss, because you lose half your hit points if you miss, basically. So I think Gen 1 did fighting type kind of dirty, but even though they were done pretty dirty, they still do very well in playthroughs. All the fighting types so far, I'm going to quote that so far because I haven't played with Hitmonchan, have clocked in under 1 hour and 25 minutes roughly. I think Mankey might have been right at 1 hour and 25 minutes. But I know that Machop and Machamp, that run was like 1 hour and 22 minutes. And then also Poliwrath was like 1 hour and 8 minutes. So and I'm pretty sure I want to play that through again, see if I can get that under an hour, because I think I can shave off some time. So yeah, this Pokemon did fantastic. I was very impressed with this Pokemon. It is a glass cannon. There may be some ways to optimize this. You probably could get some of this done at a slightly lower level. That's possible as well. But other than that, this was a fantastic playthrough. Very, very surprised, but also pleasantly surprised. I thought the lack of coverage and lack of special could really hurt a Pokemon. This Pokemon proved me wrong. With the right stat boosting move, just like I'll give an example, Farfetch, I didn't expect to do well because of its stats, but the fact that it's Swords Dance really does compensate it for lack of stats. At any given moment, your stats can go from just a basic stat Pokemon to a high-end stat Pokemon very quickly with a good move. So very happy with this run. So next Monday, today's Friday, so Monday you're going to have the Hitmonchan preview, and next Friday you're going to Hitmonchan playthrough. Next Tuesday you're going to have a Lord of the Rings video. Next Wednesday, I'm going to go ahead and start doing these now. You're going to have another playthrough, and what it is, it's an it's a replay to see if I can get a better time. A lot of my playthroughs, if you look at the early part of my channel, they're not good quality videos. I mean, I don't know if you consider this one great quality, but it's better. If you look at the old ones compared to these, it's way better. You're gonna like it a lot better when I redo them. So a lot of Pokemon I'm gonna do replays on, and those are gonna be airing on Wednesdays, plus some other videos. I might sprinkle in a challenge video here. Also might sprinkle in some starting on some Pokemon Silver playthroughs. I don't know if I'm gonna do Pokemon Silver in order, but I'm probably gonna do all the Pokemon that are new in Pokemon Silver first, and then I'll play through some of these Pokemon. So, and then Thursdays, I'm thinking about doing League of Legends. So let me know what you think about that. I have a specific character I play through as. It's just gonna be a video of me playing through, nothing crazy. But I did want to get in some theory stuff, so that may also alternate on Thursdays. So Let me know what you think. If you made it this far, let me know what you think of the content, let me know what you think of the video, and what you think I should do going forward on my channel. Everyone have a good one, and see ya.